This episode of the Golf Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is presented by WynnBET. WynnBET is now live in Arizona, Colorado, Indiana, Louisiana, Michigan, Jersey, New York, Tennessee, and Virginia. From boosted same-game parlays to live in-game odds, WynnBET has what you need to win. Sign up today to get $100 and bet $100 and get a $100 free bet at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WynnBET. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WYNNBET. State restrictions do apply. And we're also brought to you by our mini helmet contest. The SGPN mini helmets are now in the store, and we're giving one away for free. Just go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/helmet. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/helmet. Oh, and one more. We're also brought to you by our college football playoff props contest, a $200 gift card to the winner exclusively on the SGPN app. All right, D-Gens, welcome back. I don't even remember the last time we fucking talked. I think it was probably 2 weeks ago, a week ago. Oh, was it mailbag a week ago?
Yeah, it was like 5 days ago, dude.
Listen, man, dude, the holidays are fucking nuts.
Is your brain that much Swiss cheese? You forget all the good questions we had to answer.
Dude, it's the holiday season. It's an absolute, you got a million things to do. I got a bazillion fucking kids. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't even know when New Year's Eve is. Is it Sunday? Like, I have no idea. Nobody does anything for the last two. Like, I thought yesterday was Thursday all fucking day. That's why I texted you. I was like, what day are we doing this? We doing this today or Friday? Like, what? I was very confused. Anyway, it's your boy, Boston Capper, with the God of Golf himself, Steve Shermer, and former colleague, a.k.a. Benedict Arnold, Brian Kirschner. Brian.
What's up, buddy? Yeah, I appreciate the invite given recent events that have gone on. But you two are like my best buds. I really miss like drinking and talking golf on weeknights. We're doing it. Like we can say whatever. So it's been a fine off season, but I'm ready to get back into the swing of things. And I love like predicting tournaments that are happening like many months in advance because like it really doesn't matter like what you say. Exactly. Because like it just like no one knows what's going to happen a bunch of months from now. So I'm excited for this. I'm very much looking forward to this, and I'm off tomorrow, so we're boozing heavy. Like it's just gonna be a great night.
What's tomorrow?
It's Friday.
I just have off. Like that's just
have off.
Yeah, the world's taking
most
off
people
tomorrow.
do. Yeah, most people.
Yeah,
do.
like I basically pretend to work. So while I'm searching for a new job, so
I'm out of PTO, so I'm gonna be the only one basically in the office tomorrow. So yeah. All questions.
They won't even let you work from home. Nobody's doing shit. Oh, well, I guess your job's pretty important right now. You guys are getting crushed with fucking snow.
Not where I live, but about 16 miles from here. Yeah, it's actually a dire situation.
Yeah, dude. Like,
not really a joking situation.
No, it's not. Like, dude, some 22-year-old girl like died like 6 minutes from her house.
Okay, all right. We're killing the vibe. Let's talk about majors.
All right.
Okay. not people freezing to death in their cars. All right, so where do you guys want to go with this first? Like, do you want me to just get right into the Masters? Do you want to dive into it? I guess.
Can we shit on the futures market for a minute? Like there's
like general philosophy,
zero value in betting. Yeah, like there's no reason to future bet. There's just not.
Well, I don't think that.
Do you see any value?
I don't think that used to be the case. I think that's the case.
No.
Now.
Yeah, it's like the first TD market now. Like, forget about it. Like, you can't even bet a first TD anymore. They squeeze all the fucking all the value out of it. It's fucking terrible.
Yeah, I mean, what you got like 30 guys, 50 to 1 or under, and there's like 25 guys that can actually realistically win this thing. Yeah,
it's fucking terrible.
I think the odds are like always most likely going to get better like week of like 9 times out of 10. And I'd rather bet a guy at the same exact number, like knowing what I know the week of than right now. But it's fun to talk about. It's good content, gets people excited for the season. But I will not. I did place a wager, which it's not a major, but it is a future in the market. Maybe we could talk about that. But I'm not tying up my money for that long. I'll wait till week of.
That's the worst. That's the worst thing about futures. Football futures too. I'm like, I don't want to wait fucking 17 weeks for my money. I don't give a shit. Like, no, thank you. I'll just.
Well, even like in the days when like you could like actually like find decent value, like 100 to 1, 125 to 1. Like it really depends on what type of bettor you are. Like if you're just someone who just blindly bets $10 per golfer, it doesn't matter like what the odds are. Yeah, it benefits you to bet somebody now and hope that they go up to like, 51, 41, whatever. But like if you're someone that just kind of targets a certain amount of units you bet, there's not really a whole ton of difference between if you bet somebody 100 to 1, if they're down to 50 to 1, at tournament time, based on just the difference in units. It's really only like, all right, you get 100 to 1 guy now. Is he going to be 30 to 1? That's when it makes a difference. Or if you get a 50 to 1 guy, is it going to be 18 to 1?
Right.
So if you find guys like that, and you think there's a realistic shot they're going to get up to a certain level where the amount you got to pay on units now is a lot less than what you would pay at tournament time, yeah, you play the bet. But like if you miss out, if you're looking at a guy that's like 75 to 1 right now, and at tournament time he's 40 to 1, like you're not really missing the boat on much. It kind of
but it did happen like last year. Like it really makes sense if you want to target a guy that you think is in the 50 to 1 range, get a couple wins and come down. Like Scotty Scheffler this time last year, you probably could have got a 40, 50 to 1 on him. Like,
but
like
Scotty
and Cam Smith too, like he was like 50 to 1 to win the Open or win the Masters. So you can get good numbers, but it's more in the mid range.
Cam was not 50 to 1 to fucking win the Open.
At the beginning of the year, he was.
Yeah, at the beginning of the year, he was.
Yeah.
Was he really?
He was, but still, like, I still have the opportunity. I guess my point is, even like if he gets down to 25 to 1, I'm not killing myself that I didn't get him at 50 because I'm still going to bet him at basically trying to win the same amount that week.
Yeah.
So that's my overall point. Like, I still have I guess I would rather keep my card open than
100%.
Tie my card up with a bunch of guys 75 to 1 that, I got closing line value that other like 45 to 1, but they're not going to win. So I'd rather just keep my options open.
CLV bros are just as bad as NFT bros. They're fucking.
It's about ego at that point. You're showing something on Twitter, say like, hey, look at this big ticket I got. Like,
I enjoy doing that.
Like look at us. Like with what we were holding 100 to 1 Sam Burns tickets last year, and like, what did that get us? Squat. Yeah. So, all right. Well, that's our spiel on the futures market, and now we're going to talk about it. So, why don't we get right to the Masters?
Right.
So I'm not going to go. So all my columns are on sportsgamblingpodcast.com, which Brian Kirschner is a former employee of.
Had to fire him because we found some weird stuff on the laptop.
Yeah,
you finally did.
We contacted the FBI just in case.
Yeah. I think his login to our dashboard is still active, so he could really do some havoc if he really wanted to. Or I could put out some really embarrassing columns and just say it's from Brian Kirschner if I really wanted to too. But I'm a nice guy; I won't do that. Anyways,
can I get that login, Steve?
All right, maybe after the show in our post wrap. So anyway, all my columns are up on sportsgamblingpodcast.com right now. I pounded them out the last 2 days. I'm not going to go into all of it. They're 1,600 words. I'm going to give you the Cliff Notes version of basically what to keep in mind with these golf courses and kind of just like a general sense of where I'm leaning. So let's start with the Masters. And I mean, we all know the Masters is the one golf course where we can basically, anyone who follows golf can kind of recite or just know from memory, like at least half the holes. So there's not really much to really get into it. The only thing really to talk about every year is if there's any changes. And last year, there's a lot of changes. You had the changes to hole lemon, the expansion of the fairway. You also had changes to 15. They moved back to tee box. Last year, I was at the Masters. The weather was really shitty, really crappy. I don't think we saw the full potential of what those changes could have done, just because as soon as the ball hit the ground, it stopped. There's no carry distance. So the 15 became an automatic 3-shot hole for everybody. Number 15, you didn't have a situation where if a guy tried to take on the right side of the fairway, it would go all the way down and get blocked out by trees. You didn't see that. If you get different weather conditions this year, we might see a little bit more of just what they intended to do with it. So stay tuned. The only big change, and it's pretty popular change going around right now, is the changes of 13. Everybody knows about it. It's been telegraphed for years. They bought land behind the 12th green from the Augusta Country Club, and they started construction on it. They've been doing that since 2017. They've been building access roads, maintenance sheds. Finally, they just unveiled the new tee box at 13 and lengthened the hole. Before it was about 510 yards. Seems like it's going to play about 540. Now, there was some trepidation a little bit with some of the players as far as, okay, do we really want to lengthen this hole? What's it going to do? Two notable guys played it. Kevin Kirschner played it back in November, and he was one of the guys who is always against lengthening holes because he's short. But he said it wasn't that bad. He had about a 3-iron into the green. So on a good, weather condition day, he still hit into. Say there's Tony Finau. He was against lengthening the hole, but when he played it, he had about 200 in the green, like a 5-iron. So I think the only real change that's going to bring to the hole is it is going to, I think, make more of a decision whether you actually want to lay up or go for the green, especially if you have adverse weather conditions. Anytime you get a 200-yard shot, if you catch a little fat, it'll go short. You got Race Creek going in front. Maybe that sticks out in their guys' minds. Or maybe you're worried about the wind in your face and you decide to go for it. The wind dies down. You blow over the green into the azalea bush. So I think it's going to give some of these guys a little more pause and bring a little more strategy as far as, okay, do I want to just lay up on the right side and have a little bit of a wedge in? I think it also gives comfort to some of the shorter guys who might have been put in a situation where they felt the need to go into because everybody had to do it. Now they can go with a clear plan to the whole state. Okay, I'm not going to go for the green, but I know that I'm just going to set up a good wedge shot into the green, still make birdie. It's still very possible to do that. So, but that's the only real significant change. There's probably going to be some other tweaks to Augusta National. They've been doing some expansion with the fairways on a lot of holes. Seems like they want to try and eliminate the intermediate rough. But otherwise, we're not really going to know anything else. It's probably going to be the same as last year. The only thing that really changes how Augusta National plays is the weather, and we can't predict that right now. So I guess I'll turn it over to you guys. So what's Brian, I'll start with you. What's some key characteristics of Augusta National that you tend to just focus on every year? Because everybody has their one thing. Do you have anything that sticks in mind as far as I'm always going to rely on this particular attribute or stat?
Yeah, I mean, I think that more than most other courses on the PGA Tour, I think course history is just once again proven that it's extremely important at Augusta. And you see even lower end guys, not even the higher end guys, lower end guys continue to play well every single year. Like Cam fucking Champ and Corey Connors, who are not winning the Masters this year. But there's something to that. So again, looking at guys that have played well, always is going to help you here. But yeah, I mean, you could be a little wayward off the tee, got to have a good short game, don't have to go super low. But yeah, mostly looking at guys that have continued success at the event, players that played well in majors. So yeah, that's really what I look at Augusta. But I do think that more than most places, the same guys just show up every single year. So it's a little bit easier to narrow down.
Yeah, Capper, what about you? Anything you particularly look at, or anything that people say that you just think is bullshit? Oh, you're on mute, buddy.
You're on mute.
Sorry, I forgot the dog was back in. Yeah, I mean, whatever, man. It's the same shit. Like BK said, man. It's course history. It's the same shit. Every podcast's gonna talk about it. The Masters is the easiest handicap of the year. We have so much course history. It's all about how they play, and I don't know. I say it's the easiest, but I mean, we know who's going to do well. We know who's not going to cut. Other than what Spieth bounced last year, but that was the biggest shocker, and that's because he can't putt from 4 to 8 feet now for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's the same shit that everybody else is going to talk about.
Okay. I mean, as far as things,
who's going to do.
Yeah, I mean, as far as things I usually value, I mean, the one thing I noticed when I went last year was, I tend to just before last year just discount short game in general, just because that stat usually doesn't mean quite as much of how you have your overall score. But at Augusta National, it's true. That stereotype is you have to be able to have a really good short game, do well there. It's not impossible shots, but there's a definitely extreme amount of difficulty to. There's a fine line between a really good chip shot or scrambling around there, or a really bad one because the targets are so small. The guys who are really good at it and have experience doing it are going to excel. The guys who are deficient don't. So I'm probably not going to ever pick a guy with a really bad short game again to win the Masters. And then long iron play too. I mean, that's something that is proven. 70% of your shots are above 150 yards. Half your shots are over 175. Especially when it gets really cold there. The shorter shots just become even longer. And just with how firm some of these greens are, you got to be really precise with some of these longer approach shots. And I guess the only thing I kind of discount is everyone says you got to hit a right to left shot. You got to hit it both ways there. There are plenty of shots you got to hit left to right. And all these guys, if I ask Kyle Morikawa to hit a draw, he can hit a draw. So, I mean, they're professional golfers. They can hit the ball both ways. So, and I don't think us as a golf gambling community is very good at determining who can actually hit those shots well. I think they're just a bunch of narratives that kind of get floated around, and then we just, echo it. So, All right.
It's accurate.
All right, then. Well, why don't we get to the picks? So, Kirschner, why don't we start with you? Give me one guy who is absolutely going to win the Masters next year.
Absolutely 100%, like no doubt about it.
Yeah, people are going to recall this podcast and they're going to hold you to your word. And
yeah,
you have to bet this guy.
I think I'm like kind of down to bet this guy. Like we'll kind of see what happens with the number, but obviously, prepping for this podcast, wanted to have a guy, below 20-1 to win. And I think something's going on something really weird is kind of going on with Justin Thomas's career at the moment, where earlier in his career, he was stacking up multiple wins a season, was winning random events. And the last 2 years, he's won 2 of the 5 biggest events on tour, and that was his only win. Obviously, won the Players, won the PGA Championship next year. So I think he's going to continue this trend of winning one event a year. That's one of the top 5 biggest tournaments, and I think he's going to win the Masters this year. Get him at 16-1 right now. It put a gun to my head. I think he would probably be around 16 to 18-1 come April. So no rush to kind of bet that. But again, I think he was a very popular pick last year, and I just think it all rings true. Like we talked about, he has really good course history. He plays the course really well every single year. He started out really slow last year, but still found his way into the top 10 come Sunday. We saw how important having a veteran caddy that has success at Augusta was with Scotty Scheffler last year. I think Bones can do that. And I don't know. I just think what's going on in his career where he only wins one event a year and it's huge, that fits the trend. So, yeah, give me JT.
Okay. All right, Capper, do you have any reaction to him picking Justin Thomas as a noted Justin Thomas lover fan? And
yeah, I love JT. He's awesome.
I know you
I mean, look, I bet him last year. I bought into it last year, and I don't know. I liked him last year. I don't. I mean, what you said is right. I mean, he is winning bigger tournaments now. TPC was nice. Cash that. I didn't cash the last one. I feel like he kind of got. Lucky.
Totally.
With the last
100%.
one. More people melted down. Like whatever, we posted the score. More people melted down. I don't know. Like I really bought into it last year and it burned me. So I don't know. But JT's
but like 99% of the outright bets you place lose. So like, who cares?
Well, that's fair. I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's 99. How many events do we bet a year?
It's got to be 99.
No, it's like 85 probably, right?
You were like 5 guys a week.
No,
like,
right? Yeah, I mean,
but
if you hit like 6 or 7 a year, but you're betting like 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm like, I'm not really good at math.
No, that's right.
I was kind of struggled with that, but that was just quick math off the top of my noggin.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Whatever. I'm fine. I mean, I'm not gonna hate against it. Like I liked it last year. I think I went all in on it last year. Like I was pretty bought into last year. But no, I'm good. JT irritates me. He's another one who it puts a lot for me to bet on him just because I don't like his personality. He's a douche. I'm taking Cam Smith because nothing would make the golf world melt down more than Cam Smith winning the fucking Masters and over fucking Rory. That would be, I would be on Twitter 24. I would just not sleep. I would just crush Red Bulls and fucking coffee and just stay up for the entire week of everyone fucking crying that a live guy who has the perfect skill set for it and almost won it. The only thing I'm worried about is is his soul stuck there like Molinari's is. You know what I mean? But I don't know. Like I would love for Cam Smith to fucking win the Masters. So maybe it's more of a I just want to watch the world burn take. But I love Cam Smith to fucking win.
What do you think will happen to his number? I mean, he's like 14-1 right now, which is ridiculous.
I can find him at 20.
Where?
I looked at him earlier at 20. It's on a local.
I mean, I think that's really good, to be honest.
Yeah, me too. But I don't know what's gonna. So I thought about betting it, but like, what's gonna happen? Nobody's gonna see him. Nothing's gonna happen. Guys are gonna get hot. You know what I mean?
There's literally no way he's 14-1 in April. Like, legitimately no shot. Like, he's going up.
He'll have a 2 in front of his name for sure.
I believe. I totally believe that
for a lot of reasons. I'll talk about it a little bit.
Yeah. So I mean, because you don't know how much competitive golf he's gonna play. Blah blah blah. Who gives a shit? Like, I don't care. Good course history. Perfect skill set for it. Almost won it, and like that what fucking hole was it with him and Scotty? basically had like, and Scotty chipped in. And
the third hole. Yeah, they were like literally like even at that point. Yeah, that was.
Yeah, and then it was like that was it. It was a wrap after that.
Yeah.
But if it's not going to be Cam Smith for my heart and watching the world burn, I think Finau's got a shot. I mean, there's no hotter golfer coming into the season really. Like he's got all the skill set, plays well there. Got the monkey off his back with actually winning a decent tournament, and I like that.
Okay, I mean, you want to really steal my thunder as far as my pick, because I went to Andy Lack's show and we played a little game, and one of the top of the board picks was Rory, but Andy actually took the guy. Andy took the guy I think is going to win. I think Tony Finau is going to win the Masters. Kind of like what you just said. He's no longer has the same of being the PGA Tour's bridesmaid. And he's won at a lot of different types of golf courses. So he won at a very easy golf course in the Rocket Mortgage. Won at 2 golf courses, a lot of penal areas, a lot of water where you got to really drive it well. And then he won at Houston. Now, it was a really weak field, but I mean, he beat him by what, like 6-7 shots? And that's an incredibly difficult golf course. And he made it look really easy. So at the end of the day, like I know sometimes we criticize like guys when they play against weak fields, but like at the end of the day, you're playing the golf course. And if you just put a really tough golf course to his knees like that, like that's super impressive. I think he won the Rocket Mortgage too by like 5 shots as well over like Cam Young and a couple other decent guys. So, the game is obviously really good heading into 2023. Tee to green is really complete. He drives the ball really well, really good scrambler too. And like you said, some decent success at Augusta National. He's got 3 top 10s and 6 starts. I believe this is going to be a 7 star. And I think that's one of those level jumpers that we talk about usually every spring where, once you hit 7 starts, your expected strokes gain tends to go up. I think Tony Finau is going to have a big year. I think he's going to be live at a lot of these different major venues. But I'm going to go with the Masters. I think he's going to keep it rolling and get the win at Augusta.
Like it.
Love it.
All right. Kirschner, who is the one guy who's absolutely not winning?
Like, I don't even really know what to say right now. Like, I'm on record like saying Rory's not going to win a major last year. I said it last year, he didn't. So like, I'll pat myself on the back. So like, I don't know. It's like he is the favorite, but like, it's almost like too hip to say like Rory's not going to win the Masters because it's like,
that's who's not winning the Masters. That's who I'm taking. So
yeah, okay, then you can have it. Like, you can have that. Like, that's totally fine. Like looking at it, it's just like there's only like 2. Like, I feel like Rahm. Or like Scheffler, yeah, he's obviously not going to win. Like whatever, like Cam Smith, yeah, he's also probably not going to win because Liv. Like Rahm, yeah, like I don't think Rahm will win either. I don't think Jordan will win, and I don't think Cantlay will win. So, like really, everyone at the top of the board, other than JT and Zal, like and Finau, I think one of those 3 will win. So yeah, I'll just cross off a bunch of them. Yeah, really anyone at the top, they're not going to win.
Like it.
Okay. All right, Capper. So it's Rory for you?
Yeah, Rory's fucking absolutely not winning. There's no chance. It means too much to him, and everybody gets all crazy about how it ended last year. He was fucking so out of the tournament,
dude. And he was runner-up at the Masters, dude.
Oh, it's
Scotty Scheffler. Quad made a double on the last hole to lose by 3. Wow, Rory second at the Masters. Wow, that was sick. That was
a miraculous bunker shot too.
Wow,
When he's out of the tournament, that's typical fucking Rory. He'll make it's like Rahm. Like all of a sudden, where the fuck did Rahm come from? How do you get into the top 10? Because when the pressure's not on, that's when he wins. Think about the fucking British Open. Think about the Masters. Like that's when he shows up. Like whatever. Like he can't close in crunch time. Like, I don't know. And I'm fucking so sick of I'm so sick of Rory. And it's not even Rory. It's like the Peyton shit back in the day. Like, it's not even that I dislike Peyton so much. It was the Peyton fans that used to fucking drive me up a wall that made me hate Peyton because of the assholes that would constantly talk shit about Peyton Manning. It's the same shit that's happened to me with Rory. Like, never mind the Northern Ireland. He might as well be British shit with all the other stuff that I hold him personally accountable for that bothers me personally. Like, I don't know. Like, whatever. Fuck him. Like, no, Rory's not. I'm with BK. He's not winning the major.
I like Rory. Like, I don't like. I like him. Like,
I do not like Rory.
Yeah.
Do not like him.
Okay, at all. That's fine. That's chill.
Yeah, he's from the wrong side of Ireland.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever, man. And like, he's not winning a major this year at all.
Dope.
Okay. All right. Well, Capper, I'm taking the guy that you pick. I'm saying Cam Smith is absolutely not winning the Masters. So here's the reason.
Going on a limb there.
Listen, it has nothing to do with the fact that I think I have a lot of respect for his game. The fact that he took a lot of areas that were weaknesses, turned them into strengths. He had a great year last year. He's only going to play twice on Live, leading to the Masters at Mayakoba. Great prep for Augusta National and Stone Canyon. That's going to be 6 rounds. As far as where he could outplay otherwise, there's, I guess, the Asian Tour. Maybe they have some events that they partner with them to get some of those guys to go play over there. They're not going to be able to play the DP World Tour next year because I think that there's that loophole right now where some of those guys are playing there. I think that court case is going to get heard in January or February, so that loophole is going to close. They're not going to be able to play there either, so I don't really know where he's going to play. So unless they do something where they're playing a bunch of other, tournaments in Australia and they get enough of those guys in there where he's actually, kind of playing stiff competition to keep the knife sharp, I don't think he's going to be sharp enough to go into Augusta National with that, amount of playing time going in and beat a world-class field. And not to mention too, I mean, who knows what happens at 12? Like you've seen guys just not really recover after a really big collapse at the Masters. So.
Yeah, I mean, he did pretty well after the Masters last year.
Yeah, he did, but going back to Augusta. But that is
another point to note that I think helps your case is that obviously small sample size, just 1 year, but you can make the argument that Scottie Scheffler won the Masters last year because he literally he was in the best form of not anyone on the PGA Tour. Anyone on the PGA Tour has been in the last couple years in a singular moment. So again, I think that does play a massive factor into it. It's just coming to it and scorching hot is just extremely important. Decky wasn't really much so. DJ certainly was. Couldn't have been playing better golf at the moment. So I think there has to be something to playing unbelievable golf right before the Masters. So yeah, I think I'm not betting Cam Smith this year. We're good on it.
No, definitely not at 14-1.
Yeah.
Now, if he dips to
even at 20, I don't think I'm in.
Now, if it's high 2s, if there's a 3, I could see it, but I don't think he's getting there.
I'm gonna bet it so I can enjoy it with all.
No, that's chill. That's no beef.
It's a total heart narrative bet.
That's fine.
It's all good, man. It's all good.
So, all right, why don't we take a break
before?
We'll get to the PGA Championship.
All right. Well, listen, WynnBET is the official online sports book of the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. WynnBET isn't active in a bunch of states, and there are tons of ways to win, including live betting and same-game parlays, reduced juice on sides and totals for all bowl games day of. Great promos, odds, and payouts are happening right now at WynnBET. If you're ready to play, sign up today to receive a special offer. Bet $100 and win $100. Limited to state availability. There's so much to choose from, and all you have to do is head over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WynnBET so they know that we sent you. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WYNNBET to claim your free bet today. Offer is subject to change. Terms and conditions at wynnbet.com. Must be 21 or older and present in the state where playthrough WynnBET is available. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700. And don't forget to enter our SGP mini helmet contest from now until the end of the year. You go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/helmet to enter. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/helmet. And we're also brought to you by our college football playoff props experience. $200 gift card to the winner exclusively on the SGPN app.
Okay.
Did you text me that fucking number one night, BK, when I was telling you what I was betting on? I'm pretty sure you texted me that fucking.
Yeah. Anytime someone does something extremely degenerate, you just say 1-800. You just reply 1-800. Capper, JG Pezzo just scored. So.
Yeah, I know, but I need shots on goal, so I need 2 more of those. I don't give a fuck about the outcome of the game at all.
Well, he had a shot on goal.
That's only one.
No, I'm not going to fucking tell you next time.
Only one.
My bad.
I saw it. It was a backhand. I watched it.
Okay, I didn't know you were looking.
He was just trying to be a friend, Capper. Jeez, man.
No, it's I'm done with this guy. Literally. It's fine. No, it's
Matt Capper is taking your exit from SGPN really difficult.
Yeah,
he's really terse and cold to you.
I'm over it.
All right, let's have an Oak Hill Country Club. My neck of the woods.
Underwater, legitimately underwater.
Well, the clubhouse did flood. It's going to be okay.
It's not a laughing matter. It's it was just underwater.
Well, I mean,
Capper, fuck you, man.
I mean, listen, it is bad things happening.
What do you mean? Who cares?
Who cares? They got insurance. It'll be fine.
Yeah, it's going to be fine. It is humorous though.
Okay.
The course itself is not underwater. It's under a. Actually, you know what? All the snow melted today, so it's there actually might be some standing pools of water
We're good. Like, we're good. Global warming, like, we're fine. Like, we'll be
sure.
good. Like,
it's totally normal to have 10 inches of snow where I live, and then 40 miles away, it's over 100 for the year. Totally normal. Everything's fine.
Normal. Like, it's fine.
All right. So the first pressing question is, Kirschner, have you secured lodging for and or tickets to next year's PGA?
I have some connects in the Rochester area that might be able to get me some tickets. But look, I like going to golf tournaments. Like, I really do. I like going when tickets are $75. Like, because as degenerates, as people that like, it's very nice to sit at home as much as we complain about coverage and see every shot. But going on to a tournament on a Sunday, if you're like having a sweat or an outright, like there's a million people around you and it's very hard to track. But it's tough to go. So for me, like, I want to go, like a lot of my friends are going, like I want to go. It's a major close to me. Like, but the idea of spending $300 like on a ticket, like I can afford it, like I got money, but like, and then to like fly up to Rochester, it's just like a lot. Like, because I'm not like in love with going to golf tournaments. Like, I love going to them at $75, but $300, it's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, gone are the days you can get that $99 flight from JFK to Rochester.
You can't anymore.
You can't anymore. No.
Okay.
Definitely not. So, listen, I get it. I was kind of shocked by the price of each day, just grounds ticket. I mean, that PJ Plus package. Yeah, you get a cheeseburger, you get a soda. Like, okay, great. Like, where's my alcohol with that?
I'm trying to booze Hev.
I know. So it's not great, but as someone who lives 10 minutes away, I have to go. I'm going to go Friday, Saturday. By the way, if anybody's listening, like you want to go, if we get enough listeners up here, might do maybe an outing or so, maybe a golf outing, maybe a happy hour or so. Come to our Discord, let us know. If you have any questions about lodging, hit me up. I'll steer you in the right direction. So, but yeah, Oak Hill. Very excited for this major championship. Now, I'm going to start this. I'm not, by saying that, I've kind of scouted out what people are saying about the golf course, and there's a lot right now of just going right back to the 2013 leaderboard. And as you probably, if you listen to my show, the show I appeared on with Andy Lack, we talked about this at length. This is not the same Oak Hill that you saw back in 2013. I posted a video on the column I wrote. Basically, if you want to see like a full restoration, what goes into it, it's a good watch. They put in a lot of work. I'll just give you the high level notes of what happened. So they cut down hundreds of trees. It opened up the golf course a lot. There's a lot of new views and vistas from tee boxes that you'll be able to see. It's going to help with agronomy, which is going to be important in May because it's going to be colder. It's not going to be a whole lot of time to grow up the rough, but it also might present an opportunity to be a little more aggressive off the tee. Maybe open up some areas where if you are offline, you're not just punching out from under a tree branch. You might be able to go to the green. That could come into play as far as some guys you want to target. The goal of the restoration, though, was to return Oak Hill back to its Donald Ross roots, and they meant redoing all the fairway bunkers, all the greenside bunkers. They basically had more of a rugged look. They also squared off the edges of the green and expanded it. Over time, the greens became circular in nature because of mowing patterns. You also had some sand buildup on the edges there. They got rid of all that. Now there's some actual fall-offs off the green into some collection areas and some area, low-lying areas, short of the green there too. They did a really good job with that. That was one of the things Andy Lack commented about. The most stark difference of Oak Hill when he played it before and after was the greens. They're really high quality now. They also transitioned from a bent polo mix to all bent grass now. So that's something to keep in mind too. The layout is different. They have an entirely new par 3 in hole number 5. Basically, they turn an old members practice green near the entrance and restored it to a inspiration of the old number 6. Basically, it's this postage stamped green with bunkers on all sides and a little bit of a fall off area behind the green. Plays about 180 yards. Classic Donald Ross par 3. New hole number 6, though, I think that's going to be the most compelling hole on the golf course. So basically, what they did was they combined the old hole number 5 with the old par 3-6. And that's a really tough hole now. You have Allen's Creek going basically all the way down the right side of the fairway, and that's the side of the fairway you want because it's the best angle of the green. And then the creek bisects the fairway and winds its way around the left side. Now you can bail out left, but there's a fairway bunker over there. You're not going to be able to get to the green if you're in that. You also have a downhill lie if you're a righty going to green, and a terrible angle too. So it plays 5-10. That's going to be a really difficult hole for everybody. And then number 15, they removed a pond that was there. It never fit the golf course. That was something that Tom Fazio put in there. Now this is another postage stamp green with bunkers guarding front and to the sides. There's also a grassy little bunker, low-lying area right at the green. They did a really good job with it. They also lengthened the golf course with the new tee box in the par 5 fourth, plays over 600 yards now. I just mentioned the new 6th hole plays over 500 yards. There's a new tee box on 9 that plays 485 up the hill. There's a new tee box at number 11 that plays 250 yards. And then number 16, which is probably the weakest hole in the golf course, just plays dead straight. They lengthened that a little bit, add a little challenge. It plays about 460. So they lengthened to about 7,400 yards. Whether they want to set it up like that or not really
par,
depends on.
Do we know par what?
70.
So 7,400 yard par 70 is very long.
Yeah, it's definitely long. I think in 2013 it played about 7,200 yards. So they have added a lot of length to it. Now, whether they want to set it up that way depends on how ridiculously hard they want it to be. I think it's going to depend on the weather, which is another point too. So contrary to what people want to joke about, no, we don't get snow in mid-May. But the weather is going to be a factor. The ground's going to be really soft because you have all the snow that was sitting here. It's going to melt into the soil. It's still going to be there. We're also going to get our traditional springtime rainstorms. It's going to be a very soft golf course tee to green. Now, the greens might be a little firm just because they're newer. Maybe they drain a little better, but soft golf course, especially in the fairways. So, and the temperatures are going to be, cooler. It's going to maybe struggle to crack 70 degrees. So it might be in the 60s. It might even struggle to crack 60 degrees. So you think about some other tournaments that kind of were like that, where you had cooler weather, softer golf course. I mean, last year, TPC Potomac, Wells Fargo Championship, 7,100 yard golf course turned into basically a bomber's paradise. You had Cam Young at the top, Rory, Keegan Bradley hits it a long ways. Max Homa a really good driver. All those 4 guys are at the top. Max Fitzpatrick as well had added a lot of length. Those were the top 5 guys in that tournament. Yeah. Bethpage Black, similar situation where basically just a really long golf course that was played in May. A little cooler temperatures, soft as well. Brooks Koepka won. DJ was in second. So you have the narrative from 2013, back when it was played in August, back when it was shorter, back where there's a lot more trees were actually missing the fairway. You had no options. Now you have a golf course that's been lengthened, that's been opened up a little bit off the tee with less trees, where if you are in the rough, you still actually have an opportunity to get the ball to the green. It's going to play long because of the cooler temperatures, potentially. It's definitely going to play longer because it's going to be softer. It's going to roll out. This might turn into a contest of who can hit it the farthest, and that is the total opposite of what we saw in 2013. So stay tuned if that's going to be the continued narrative. I think the word is going to get out where that's going to eventually shift, and longer hitters are probably going to be the popular pick. But as of right now, that's not what anybody's talking about. They're all going back to your Jim Furyk types, Duffners, short, accurate. They want to gravitate towards Morikawa. They want to gravitate towards Tom Kim. And I'm saying, there's some things that they can do well at this golf course, because I think there is going to be an advantage to hitting a lot of fairways. But at the end of the day, the guys who actually win this tournament, these types of situations, tend to be the longer guys. For futures bets, you're going to have a little bit of length for me. So that's where I'm kind of leaning.
Love it. All great stuff. I'm excited for Rochester in May. Okay. I think that the narrative around short hitters versus bombers, it's December. It's right. People unless you're really in the know, it's very hard to know exactly how it's going to play. But it is interesting because the PGA Championship, again, at least just last year, but more toward compared to the US Open, you probably need a little bit less distance. It's not an absolute need point like the US Open, but it could change this year 100%. But we see last year with JT, even though he didn't really win, we're not really sure if he won the PGA last year. Right. That's still up for debate. But I think it will be very interesting to see how it plays out. But again, it's a major championship. Longer hitters are definitely going to have.
Yeah, and the best players in the world all have length too. So I'm just saying, if you see people say all right, I want my Corey Connors, I want my Russell Henleys, no, I think it is going to be back at the 2013
No one has ever said Russell Henley in a major.
Well, if you think accurate,
he's having a big year. No,
well, if you think
he's not having a fucking big year. Russell Henley blows.
Okay. Well, if you think accurate, who's pretty good, was your shorter irons, which was kind of what the 2013 PGA was. That's Russell Henley right there. I think it's gonna be a lot longer approach shots just because they lengthened it. You're not gonna get any rollout, even if you hit the fairway. Some of these greens are also elevated too, like you can't run the ball up to them. Some of the shorter par fours, like I think number 14, it's only about 340 yards, but the green sits about 10 feet above the fairway, and you got bunkers all, basically, below it too. You're not gonna be able to drive it. That's a layup hole. Same thing with number 12. So, I just think I think length is going to be a big key to some of these places, and the ability to actually launch the ball high in the air and land in some tiny spots. Kind of like what we saw a little bit at that page black. That was a comp that Andy Lack came up with, and I actually don't mind that comp.
Cool. Yeah, I played there. So,
all right, Steve, who you got to win?
Okay, well, when I recharted the golf course and remapped it, figured out where the bunkers were, where the tee boxes are, this just screamed Will Zalatoris to me. You can talk about the fact that, he's had a lot of close calls. One of the things I mentioned on Andy's show too, is that a lot of these first time winners, you had to have some sort of close call or been in contention recently. Zalatoris obviously has what he did last year, and he's just a tee to green monster. He drives, he's got the length, and he's really he hits a lot of fairways as well. Tremendous long iron player. And for whatever reason too, just when you get him on some of these tougher, putting surfaces in major championship setups, he's just been really good, even though he's a terrible putter, just in nature. From Augusta, he gained strokes around the green. Brooklyn gained strokes around the green. He putt well Murrayfield Village. He putt well Riviera too. All those greens are really difficult to putt on. These are going to be pretty difficult, greens to putt on as well, because they just rebuilt them. They add some new undulations to it as well. They're going to be a little trickier than what they were. And just the fact that it's going to be a tough setup. I like him in a tougher setup. I think this is the time it's going to be Will Zalatoris at this major, and you can get him at 28-1 right now. I think that's actually a pretty good price.
I actually, we're talking before about numbers and everything. I think that number will be worse come May. I don't think he will be 28-1.
Yeah, that could be like a 14-1.
Unless he's just fucked. Unless it's his back is fucked.
Well, that's true.
Back is ruined.
So that's kind of something to think about. But yeah, I don't think he will be 28-1 in May.
Maybe I'll go bet that.
If he is not injured, he will not be 28-1. I am debating throwing 200 on it, because I love Zalatoris. I'm on record.
Yeah.
I think I said it last year. I think he'll win either one of the Masters, PGA or US Open. I think he has a better advantage at the PGA and US Open. But yeah, 28-1 truly is a really good number. Considering
if he's healthy,
yeah,
right.
He'll be okay. He's gonna win TOC. Perfect setup for him.
Listen,
he's also got $5.
I bet $200 on much worse. Yeah, I bet $200 on much worse. Maybe because I just checked my local and it's 25.
Okay. Yeah,
so
28.
I'm fine with that.
All right, Kirschner, what about you? Who's winning the PGA?
So again, I just talked about it. I love Zalatoris. He's my favorite player on tour. I did kill him. That's fine. That's whatever. I made a deal with the devil. I made a deal with the devil for him to win St. Jude. I was on my hands and knees praying. I will never sin again if you just let Zalatoris win this tournament. He did. Saw him in person the next week. Immediately withdrew. It was pretty crazy. I'm actually surprised that hasn't really gotten more coverage. Exactly what transpired that week. Look, I'll be betting Zalatoris, but I do have a pick to win this tournament. Been doing some golf content the last 2 weeks, kind of been thinking about the year, thinking about the elevated events, and I've kind of gotten a little bit of a hard-on for Patrick Cantlay. And look, where has this guy won his last 2 tournaments? On East Coast bent grass golf courses that are very driver heavy. That seems to be the case at Oak Hill. I don't know for whatever reason it is, but he just plays extremely well on bent grass greens. I think he's going to have an absolutely monster season. I really like him to win the money list at 14-1. This is a whole nother debate, but the elevated events, they're all places he plays extremely well. You have Waste Management, which he lost in a playoff. You have RBC Heritage, which he lost in a playoff. You have the Travelers, which he was in the final group. And then you have Memorial, which he won. So whole nother story. Patrick Cantlay, monster year, bet him to win the money list. I think he's going to have to win a major to win that. And I think this is his best opportunity. I think he'll get a little bit more shine at the US Open, given his West Coast narrative. But for whatever reason, he is telling us where he wins and where he plays well. And their East Coast bent grass driver heavy golf courses, 25-1, Patrick Cantlay. He sucks in majors. I wish it was later in because he got better as the season went on in major championships. There were some PGA Tour pros that beat him at the PGA Championship last year. But I like Cantlay to win this one.
That's a good pick. I mean, he also he wasn't in the mix, but he had a good finish to the Open Championship. Like maybe that.
And he played well at Bethpage Black. So
he did.
Look,
he did.
And I was on the PGA Tour website. I don't know if it was a mistake, but he's currently second in driving distance.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's because of Shriners.
Yeah.
Well, he was still ripping the ball. So
no, I know. I mean, it's an elevation.
He's got some pop off the box, as Capper would like to say.
Yeah, give the bigger sample size. He's probably going to be like 30th or so. But I like the pick though.
Let's go.
All right, Capper. What about you?
I had Will Z down.
Okay,
and you already explained everything why. Dark horse. I'll go DJ once again.
Okay,
I think I'm just rooting for the world to burn. I want a live guy to win a fucking major this year, just because I want everyone to freak the fuck out. It's just going to make my heart so happy with the discord and the yelling at each other. And like, it's what golf needs. Golf needs, we looked at the numbers over the fall, right? Of what the viewership was. Like women's like pool aerobics at your local YMCA had better fucking numbers than the golf. So
it did, actually.
we need some fucking juice, and that'll give us some juice. And yeah, so whatever. But I think Willsey's actually going to win it. For all the reasons you already talked about. And the guy who has no chance, I say Morikawa, just because he's too short off the tee. And if it's crummy weather, I don't see Morikawa being. I think a long hitter actually needs to win here.
Okay.
Based on your Andy's analysis.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to talk about a live guy who actually might have a shot, like new look Bryson. Now that he's slimmed down, but he can still keep the club head speed. Like this really is like who can hit it the farthest. That's Bryson.
Yeah, Bryson's. I can't root for Bryson. He's such a douche.
I know, but like conceptually, though.
Well, DJ hits it long, and I like DJ.
That's true.
Why not?
That.
Yeah, and he was second at Bethpage Black. So
he was. So.
He's done well on the East Coast. The guy who you said sucked before Barzell, he scored. So you could go fuck yourself, Capper. I'm not going to be there.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. Yeah, I need shots on goal. I need attempts. I don't care. Once again, I'm not playing for points. I'm playing for shots on goal.
Okay.
He had a shot on goal, like it went in.
That's
like,
one. I need more.
Okay, so was he going to do it? Like, are there 3 pucks at a time, and he's just going to shoot them all?
Shoot the puck.
Sure. That's fine. Cool. It was a horrible bet.
This is the same. Who's the other? It was Barzell, the one who literally didn't even square up to take the shot. There's a 2-on-1, and so they immediately stick checked him. That was it. It was awful. He didn't even square up. It was a 2-on-1. Didn't square up. So
are you an NHL? Like, do you know better than him? Like, are you like an NHL hockey player? Because I don't think you are.
I'm not. I'm not. But you know what's funny? After I yelled at the TV, the announcer said the exact same thing. Did not square up to make
ball. Puck. That's fine.
I know puck, not ball. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, you know what you know?
Fine. That's chill. We can go back to the golf.
Yeah, we gotta move this along. So my guy with no shot, it's Spieth, and I know he finished T3 at Bethpage Black. That was with duct tape. He was getting up and down from everywhere. The Spieth we got right now, like decent ball striker, but the putting has been really dodgy. Even the around the green numbers haven't been quite as good as what they used to be, especially when he finished like top 5 at Bethpage Black. I'm not using that as a reference point for this tournament. I think the fact that he is erratic off the tee, doesn't have an elite length, even though he has increased distance off the tee. I just think that's gonna be a really bad combo at Oak Hill. He's better with his short irons and his longer irons. He's right now 20-1 in a lot of books. I think that's a terrible price given where he's at with his game right now. And I don't think he's going to fit for this place. So he's not winning the PGA Championship at Oak Hill. Kirschner, what about you? Who's not winning?
Yeah, we'll go Hovland, Xander, DJ, Colin, Spieth, Cam Smith, Rahm.
He's bird-shotting the top of the bird.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, we're on to LACC.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, before we jump on to LACC, we're not going to do any more course previews. We're already running super late. If you want course previews, go check out Steve's articles on sportsgamblingpodcast.com or go listen to him and Andy wax poetic about fucking every hole on the last fucking on their last pods on the major preview. But before we do that, I have to talk to you about Underdog. We're brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. At Underdog, the season never ends. Right now, you can play their weekly battle royale games or even draft your playoff best ball team. They also have time to get daily games for the NBA and NHL. Plus, when you use promo code SGPN at UnderdogFantasy.com, you get a 100% deposit match up to $100. That's Underdog Fantasy promo code SGPN. All right, boys, we're already at 40 minutes. Short, sweet. Let's fucking go. LACC Country Club, Jewel that nobody knows about. Parking logistics are going to be a nightmare. Guys are going to be teeing off all next to each other on like
Playboy Mansion.
Holes. Playboy Mansion. Yo, it was funny. I drove by there when I was in LA last time up the back way. Dude, there's like every fucking house on that street is like, if you stop, we're going to shoot you. We have armed security. It's fucking weird.
Once Steve said like go to Google Earth, I was mesmerized by the houses surrounding LACC. Like insane.
It's in Bel Air.
Like not houses, like literal like
mansions.
Estate, like mansions.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like where my interest is at the moment is like, I want to know as much as I want to see as many houses surrounding LACC on Zillow as possible.
We did the Pretty Woman breakfast because that's what my wife wanted to do. So we ate breakfast at what was it, the Ritz or whatever the fuck it is. I don't even know what the fuck it is. Like the wherever the Pretty Women had their breakfast, right? Insanely expensive. And then we drove around and just like looked at all the fucking houses out there. It's fucking nuts. Dude. Fucking California is fucking insane.
Sick. That's dope.
Anyway, all right. Who you got, Steve? What do you like?
All right. Well, I mean, Cliff Notes version of just like kind of my general thinking about what this golf course is going to play as.
I said no preview.
It's not a preview. I don't think this is going to be a golf course where I think a bomber has a huge advantage. I mean, they have big advantages every single golf course. I mean, obviously here, how firm the greens are going to be here, having a higher ball flight is going to have an advantage. But I think it's going to be a guy who just with how difficult the green side surrounds are, the guys who are just the best ball strikers on the week are going to really separate themselves way more than they would otherwise. Now, that's not breaking news because that's a U.S. Open, but I think at this particular tournament, like if you hit like a significantly higher amount of greens than everybody else, you're going to do well. And I'm just going to take Collin Morikawa. I mean, there's a narrative between him being on the Walker Cup, going 4-0, but he fits that profile of just an elite ball striker, going to hit a lot of greens. And like Zalatoris, for whatever reason, he does raise his game on pretty fast, difficult championship level greens, like Murfield Village. He gains strokes like Augusta National, the concession too. So I like him a lot this week. I know there's going to be the narrative between him and the Walker Cup being a California guy, but I think he's going to be a really good fit for LACC. Kirschner, what about you?
Love it, Steve. Great pick. I think Zalatoris is going to win this one. I know you guys liked him at the prior event. I like him on the West Coast, and I like the fact that again, the U.S. Open, it plays a tinge harder than the PGA Championship. It more so rewards ball striking. I remember last year at one point I took a screenshot and the leaderboard was literally like Scotty, Keegan, Aaron Wise, Zalatoris, and Matt Fitzpatrick. It's like, okay, like we get it. But yeah, I think this is Zalatoris's to lose, literally to lose. Zalatoris U.S. Open this year, not even a question. I think he gets this one done. I think it's probably an easy victory, honestly.
Yeah, that's a great pick. Capper, what about you?
Take Xander, man. Fucking lives in San Diego. He's gonna win a major. And where does he live in Vegas now?
I don't know.
What did you?
Yeah, he's a Vegas guy.
He's a Vegas guy now, but he used to play down in San Diego with Phil all the time. I think this is Xander's. I think this is Xander's spot, right? Like all around game. Like it's going to be tough. He's always in contention and tough stuff. Long enough off the tee, good enough for the putter, good enough with everything else. Like Xander's winning a major this year, and this is where I pick him. That's it. I think Xander's winning a major.
Okay. All right. Who's absolutely not winning LACC, Capper?
Scotty Scheffler.
Okay.
The heater is over. Like I just think it was a heater. Like I do. Like at this point, I think it's a heater. He choked it away to fucking Rory, and maybe that's why I'm just angry about it. At the end of the year for the stupid FedEx Cup, which nobody gives a shit about.
Yeah, I had a lot of money on that.
Yeah, it still irritated me. The fact that fucking
it's kind of a bad bet by us, but like still.
Yeah.
I mean, he was up 6 with 18 holes to go. Like,
yeah, he choked it away. He choked it away.
Is Scotty Scheffler the new Russell Henley?
Let's not go crazy. Okay. Scotty's a fucking nerd. Okay. He's an absolute nerd. His footwork is fucking insane. He beat my boy Cam Smith at the Masters. I don't like Scotty Scheffler. I don't like his buddy Sam Burns.
That seems like anti-Christianity. Like that seems like anti-religious.
I mean, I didn't say that. But
you just it's fine.
I don't think Scotty's gonna win. I think he just went on a fucking heater, man. It's like when some random scrub in baseball, like Jackie Bradley, hits in fucking 28 games in a row with 30 games in a row. The guy's a 220 hitter. He sucks. Like Jackie Bradley sucks, not Scotty Scheffler. Sorry,
this is a really bad take by Capper. To be honest,
I think Scotty was on a heater. What do you want? What do you want to bet?
It's a bad take. It's fine. Like it's all good.
Okay, so how many what do you guys want to put on it? Over under wins from Scotty Scheffler next year?
I mean, like I think he wins an event. Like I don't think
that's
an
event. Fucking odds. Denny McCarthy can win an event.
Like, it's extremely hard to like win two. Like okay, I mean, I don't understand like fading Scotty Scheffler at majors where like he's consistently like shown up in his career. Like it's all good. Like no beef. Like I don't think Scotty Scheffler's
Why do you
win.
Speak like that?
What?
It's all good, no beef.
Yeah, I mean that's just like kind of my vibe and like cadence. But like it's all good. Yeah, I don't think he'll win 4 events in a major this year, but I do think he has a really solid season. I think he's a top 4 player in the world. But it's okay if you have some personal trophies.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's just saying like he's not gonna have the year he had last year, and saying he has absolutely no shot of winning, which I don't agree. I think he can win here.
No, I just don't think
he win. He can win at a lot of places. Open.
Yeah, of course, but I don't think he's going to win a major this year.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm here for it.
Yeah, and I just think, listen, last year was such an anomaly. It was insane. Like the guy was on like the biggest heater that I can remember in golf, right? Like other than like obviously.
What about that time in AC when we were on the blackjack tables back in 07? That was a pretty sick heater.
Baby. Let's go. How old were you in 07?
9.
It's gross. Yeah, I don't know. Like whatever, man. I just think I don't think Scotty is going to be able to sustain anywhere close to what he did. Like if he like Kirschner said, like it is hard to win one tournament, but if you're one of the top players in the world, and now we have these weird elevated event things, like I don't know. I don't know. I don't think he's going to win 2 this year.
All right, Kirschner, what about you? Who's absolutely not winning the U.S. Open?
All right, we'll go Rory. Like I could list like everyone but Zalatoris will not fucking win because Zal's winning this major. But yeah,
so now I have to bet Zalatoris at the U.S. Open too. Like I already got him winning.
He might go back to back.
He literally almost did this year.
It's true. It's true.
No, he's gonna win one of the 2. Like if you could give me a bet, Zalatoris. No, I wouldn't really bet that. It would be bad odds. But yeah, Zalatoris to win the U.S. Open at PGA.
I don't know if Steve's going to get this joke. We'll see if BK gets this, right? So it's Will Zalatoris back. I went to the doctor, and they don't know fucking nothing about backs.
Is that like Andrew Dice Clay?
It's from The Sopranos, BK. It's from The Sopranos. Fucking big pussy. When he's down in Puerto Rico. Or
you have made that joke
with his girl
a dozen times, and it's just been
but BK pretends like he
every
likes
time.
The Sopranos.
Yo, like let's do a fucking Sopranos trivia thing because I will destroy you. Steve, who's not winning the U.S. Open?
All right, John Rahm's not winning the U.S. Open. Wow. I can see him just having a giant fit meltdown the entire tournament between slamming his putter head. Like these greens are really tough to putt on. It's gonna break. He's gonna slam his putter head, or he's gonna like complain to his caddy about the sand in the bunker because it's actually like the bunkers are really tough to get out of, or get a really bad lie around the green. I think he's a hothead. I think he's gonna play his way out of this thing. He's got the talent to do it, but he's not winning the U.S. Open. 12-1, not winning.
Love it.
I like it.
Love it.
All right, Open Championship. Let's go to Kirschner. So who's winning the Open Championship at Royal Liverpool this year?
TBH, like to be honest, like I don't have a pick for this. Like I don't have someone else.
I don't know a lot about this
course. I wasn't like
you got rid of the course previews from me because we got to move it along.
Because we're already in a fucking hour.
Rory won it. It's like not as driver heavy. Maybe like get some run out.
Rory's not winning a major this year, BK. Stick with the take.
I literally just said he won it the last time it was played there, bud.
Yeah, absolutely. But he's not going to win again.
Okay, fine. Like that's not the segment we're at. I don't
All right.
like.
All right,
like.
Chief. All right,
Like,
pal.
all right, guy. Yeah, I'll go. I'll go like Finau or I'll go Finau. I'll go Finau at the Open Championship this year. I think he's obviously an excellent player. Kind of a hot take there. I think he'll have a big year.
Scorching hot take.
I don't really have someone that I think is going to win the Open Championship, given that it plays so different every year. You know, like last year, Cam Smith calling it in April, like inventing the bet. Like it was a little bit better because it was like a lot of wedges, like short course, like open fairways, like make a lot of birdies, like Cam Smith. I don't really have that about this course this year. So I'll just go Finau. And he is going to win it and then become the number one player in the world.
Ooh, I love it.
Good call. I like that.
I love it.
All right, Capper, what about you? Who's winning?
Like BK, I don't know a whole lot about this course other than I haven't read the article yet, Steve. All right, but I listened to you and Andy talk about it. So I'm just going. I got two guys who are like, I like Young. I think he's gonna win a major. I think the kid can win a fucking major. And he's got the type of game that plays through the wind if it does get windy. And if it doesn't get windy, we see what he can do. He fucking was better than Rory on Sunday at St. Andrews last year.
Yeah, he could have won two majors.
It wasn't even fucking close. He could have won two fucking majors. Like, let's get Rochester's own, right? Isn't he's from Rochester, right? He's very close, right?
Yeah.
So
we're gonna embrace him.
Cam Young, and then I'll go with my boy Lowry too. Like, let's go. He's already like, man, he broke my fucking heart so many times last year. Like, let's go. Like with Lowry, and who has no shot is JT because he's a fucking house cat, and if the wind kicks up, forget about it. I know he got lucky on that one day for the PGA, but whatever. Long-term sample size, JT doesn't like wind. And I already took out more.
Yeah, that was kind of like an easy pick not to win, but it's all good.
Okay. All right.
That's fine.
I think Hovland's going to win the Open for a couple of reasons.
Oh, okay.
So there's the narrative that you can't ever win in the United States. So that's an easy, check that box right there.
Yep.
You just mentioned BK that this is going to be a very iron heavy golf course, especially, off the T2. I mean, he's really good at hitting his long irons, really good from hitting to 150 to 200. That's the range I kind of found that most of the approach shots into these greens are going to be. The Open Championship has actually been his best major today. He finished T12 at Royal St. George's, got in contention last year. And that brings me to my next point of, we talk about guys who finally got a taste of being in contention. You end up winning pretty soon after. I put in my column this week that there's a lot of guys recently that had a really close call, like a year or so before they actually won. You can read that list there, but he fits that criteria. Maybe the fact that he finally got in contention at the Open and give him a little bit of confidence that he can do it. You finally win. Now there's the short game, which you typically think of an Open champion has a really good short game. Well, maybe he's been decent at the Open because there are opportunities to use the putter from off the green. He's not chipping quite as much. Maybe that's why he's been actually okay at the Open, but it's actually his short game's gotten a lot better, at least in the recent term. He's gained strokes around the green in 6 of his last 8 shot length measured events. He's now over his last 50 rounds about field average to the, to everybody else around the green. So if he can kind of maintain that or improve a little bit with his ball strike, he's going to have a massive 23. And I think that brings him in, in the conversation of winning majors now. And I think the Open can be one for him. So I'm going to pick Hovland, and you can get him at like 33-1 right now to win the Open. So I like that. I like that bet. Okay. All right.
Are there not a lot of sand traps on that course?
I mean, there's your pot bunkers, sure. But I'm banking on the fact that he has.
I wasn't being a dick. That was the actual question.
No, yeah, it's an Open Championship venue. You have your deep pot bunkers, especially on that new number 17. It's a nightmare to get out of. But
yeah, I like one of the things I love about Steve, and one of the reasons why I'm excited to have him, on TIB this year, is that he always gives like if you give a pick. Like he'll always give you like really great reasons like why it's a pick. Like he'll back it up really well. And that's what I love about you, Steve. But the last 2 times we pod together, like you've given out picks that like I've wanted to kind of like poo-poo. And like I'm just not really sure like what the etiquette is because like
you shit on the pick.
I get the argument against it. I have a feeling he's gonna be very live at least a couple of these majors and maybe the Open.
Well, one stat is that no winner of the Open, I don't have it exactly in front of me, but I would say for the last 6 years, no winner of the Open has finished better than like 35th the year prior. It's like some extremely weird stat. So when I'm looking at the Open Championship this upcoming year, I'm only looking at guys T35 or better. I will send you the
All right, I mean,
I would like the source.
Ask us how that worked out
real.
for us at Royal St. George's, where we said nobody under the age of 28 has won the Open. And then
but he didn't finish 35th or better the year prior.
I know, but it's trends only trends.
And like Lowry didn't, Cam Smith didn't, like the years before that,
Molinari didn't. Just source it and send it to us.
And no, I will. Like, it's a real thing.
I want to know what it's like. Some rando account.
Okay. No, you can if you're a random account and you have a real fact, like, is that?
Yeah, but how do you know it's a real fact?
I mean, we could look it up. Like, I'll show you.
Did you not look it up?
Oh my god, I did. It's real.
No, I believe you. I believe it's a real fact.
No,
whether it's a real thing or not.
Like, regardless of anything, like Hovland needs to win a big event this year.
I agree
more than anyone in the entire world. Like, in my opinion, he's obviously a very talented player, but that people only care about wins, and no one cares if you win the Mayakoba and the Hero World Challenge, which is legitimately an exhibition. I know he has some wins in Europe, but he needs to win a Bay Hill. He needs to win a Memorial. He needs to win a Waste Management. Like, even win the fucking Heritage. Like, just win a regular PGA Tour event this year. He really needs it more than anyone this year, and a major would do that tenfold. So
I agree with that sentiment. There's a long time between now and the Open. I think he's going to get that win. So I like where his game is trending. Let's put it that way.
And he's got a good number right now. I think this is
is. And if he does pick up a win or two, that number is going to be under 20. How everybody loves to pick Hovland.
But he's also a guy, like, I feel like books are like pretty quick to like adjust if he's not playing well. Like last year, in like the spring and kind of the summer, like his game fell off a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think he went off at like 40, 50 to 1 to win the Open Championship. And I literally do not think anyone bet him because he was in such bad form.
He was in terrible form.
Right.
Yeah.
And
It'll be interesting to see.
And guess what? He didn't win. So it didn't matter.
But like
he shitted away on away on Sunday.
But what was the I said 99% of our outright bets don't hit.
Yeah.
That's true.
Who cares?
All right.
That's my motto for this year.
Let's go. All right, I like it.
Yeah. But like
we're making it a t-shirt.
We're hitting winners this year. Like I'm looking forward to it. Like Capper, like you're not just hitting Cam Smith like at 3 different events.
I had more than fucking Cam Smith.
No, you said at one point.
Yeah, you don't have your binky anymore.
No, like you said at one point on a podcast. So like the only outright bets you hit were Cam Smith.
I know. And then I hit Keegan, and I hit a couple other ones, but it's just like the guys who I bet on. Like,
that we haven't talked. Like that Keegan win was so sick.
That was beautiful.
So good.
I also think Keegan at Oak Hill top 20 mortgage.
I'm betting him to fucking win.
Mortgage play.
Especially if I come up and I'm staying on Steve's couch. Like
we are hammering Keegan Bradley top 10.
Fucking Keegan Bradley. Yes.
And like I also
outright win.
Also like Steve, like TPC Potomac IMOG. Like
exactly.
Yeah. So Keegan, top 10, top 20, it'll be plus money, PGA Championship.
Yeah.
Like my paycheck for May on that. So
okay,
I like it.
Looking forward to
there
that.
You go.
Love it.
All right, well, who's your paycheck not going to be on for the Open Championship then?
Oh, we didn't do that yet.
We'll go Rory, Rahm, JT, Cam Smith, Jordan Spieth, Scotty, excluding Fitz. I think Fitz could win it, maybe. Colin, definitely not. Cantley, definitely not. Xander, maybe. I'll give him that. DJ, not. Hovland, not. Zal, not. Bryson, not. Lowry, maybe. Fleetwood, maybe. Tom Kim, maybe.
Okay.
So,
All right.
that's
Fitzpatrick's not winning the Open Championship next year. First of
Wow.
all, throwing that stat in your face, he finished T20 last year, so he didn't finish 35th or worse. So he is immediately out with that criteria. He just batted the Open generally, and though he's from England, he only has one top 20 finish in 7 career Open Championship starts, and that was last year with a T20. So it's not he's even been in the mix. He also complained last year at St. Andrews about the setup. He thought it was unfair. He didn't like how balls were bouncing. That's literally like 7 different Open Championship rotation venues. And this one could be like basically the same. Like they did a lot of work to it to kind of make it a little more unfair and tricked out, especially the wind is up, plays a little more firm. So, and like if you talk about guys who just like I'm targeting guys who are like usually really solid players with their irons. Of all the favorites, he's actually one of the worst guys with his approach shots between 150 and 200. So between all of that, he has no shots. Like I don't think he's going to be a multi-major winner.
I love it, Steve. I'm glad you could give it back to me a little bit. I think that was a great argument. Are we even sure Fitz won the U.S. Open? I'm not sure.
It was the worst.
I
was never more upset last year than fucking that stupid goddamn fucking narrative paying off. You won your fucking amateur.
I mean, he
beat him, and then he's that stupid shot out of the fucking bunker, and every fucking idiot drunk asshole who doesn't follow golf from where I'm from in Boston is like, "Oh, there's a Fitzy. Let's root for a Fitzy. Yeah, let's go." Oh, I hated it.
Up and down from 225, 40 foot.
Yeah,
like to win by 1.
And he fucking made all these putts coming home. I don't.
And he has braces. It's like, yo, like,
Skechers.
just
And he wears New Balances.
Skechers actually.
Same thing.
Whatever. Who gives a shit? All the same.
There
was no loss I enjoyed, or no win I enjoyed less than fucking Fitzy last year.
Yeah, that was tough. I'm not really even sure any of the majors winners like really won. Like the jury is still out on it.
Listen, man, a W is a W, but it was gross.
All right, Capper, who's absolutely not winning the Open?
I already said JT.
Oh, you said JT? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's get some rapid fire. We'll cut this down. So I'm going to ask you guys a simple question. Between next year, most worldwide wins could be in PGA Tour, Live, Euro Tour, or whatever. All right. Who wins more, Rory or Rahm?
Rory.
Okay. All right. Who has more wins, Scotty or JT?
JT.
Scotty, because JT's just going to win the Masters.
Okay. Who's got more wins, Zalatoris or Finau?
Fucking sick question, Finau.
Okay. Morikawa or Hovland?
Steve.
Oof.
Fuck yeah, these are good questions.
That's tough.
Because they both suck.
Worldwide.
I'm going Hovland. I'm going Hovland.
I'll go Hovland.
Because Hovland's still single. Hovland's still single, right?
Yeah.
Morikawa got married. His game with
bro.
shit. That's how it works.
Okay.
Yeah, I know.
Cam Smith or DJ?
Cam Smith.
DJ.
Okay.
Who cares?
Tom Kim or Sung J M?
Tom Kim, easy.
Tom Kim.
Okay. All right. Who wins first, Cam Young or Sahith Theegala?
Young.
I'll go Sahith. I hate Cam Young. I'm not betting him this year.
Why do you hate Cam
He's the worst. He's literally objectively a horrible putter, and I'm not betting him.
You're a horrible putter. Like you bet on yourself.
I'm actually not. If you ask anyone that plays golf with me,
now you are, because
like my best skill set.
Because you put it on fucking Twitter and like your eyes were like 300 feet left of the hole. Your feet were all separated. And they showed
do you want to play straight up? Because I will destroy you.
I'm sure you will.
Okay, so don't
you play more than I do.
You're
single and play multiple times. I have 4 kids and a fucking job, and I play once.
No, it's fine. If you just have enough excuses, like then it won't matter.
Fine, let's go. I'll play you straight up.
Children,
I'll just get in your
flying
fucking
down. I'm literally flying down.
Let's go.
Settle down. Capper literally with an argument that my daughter gave to me today. You're a stupid head. All right. Will they get a win this year? Let's go down the list. Davis Riley. Will he get a win? Okay. Yes. Okay. Aaron Wise.
No, absolutely not.
No.
Okay.
No.
Taylor Montgomery.
Yes.
Yeah, just to spite Andy.
Thomas Dietrich.
No.
Yes. Let's go.
No.
Fuck yes. Dietrich is absolutely fucking winning.
Top fives.
Okay. Matt McNeely.
No, absolutely not.
Okay. Denny McCarthy.
No.
Okay. Taylor Pendrith.
Yes.
Yeah, I give him that. Yeah.
Okay. Ricky Fowler.
No. Fuck out of here.
Okay. And everyone's favorite pops up once a year and then goes away. Cam Champ.
No. I'm going to say yes.
Okay. All right. Two more questions. Who's the biggest live signing in 2023?
Oh Christ!
Like it's literally gonna be like fucking like Thomas Peters or something. Like I don't
Thomas Peters. That's not a big signing. Only degenerate.
I'm saying they're not gonna get a big signing.
Well, that's
like
the
that.
question.
I answered.
No,
it's fine. I'm done.
All right, I'm going to throw out a name. I'm going to jump into this game. There's a guy that no one seems to know what the hell's going on with him right now. He has an injury history. He's a big name, but he's not big enough where he's getting like top 10 in the PIP.
Berger.
Daniel Berger seems like he's a fit to go to live.
Yeah,
Jupiter guy, friends with Koepka too. I think that might be.
No, he's boys with Koepka and DJ.
Yeah, they're all from Jupiter.
Boats. People that like boats go there, so that's definitely something.
People who like boats.
All right, last question. Ryder Cup score prediction.
USA 300, Europe 0.
Okay. Kirschner.
I mean, I don't know.
It's 28 points total.
28 points. Okay, 1 second.
It'll be 17-11.
No. I'll go. How much? 28 points.
Yeah, 17-11.
Yeah, I'll go like 15-13.
Okay. I'll go 15
US.
and a half, 15 and a half, 12 and a half US. I think Europe's going to play shenanigans at that golf course, though, to keep it close.
I don't care. Dude, that team is going to be such trash. This is going to be like the President's Cup team. Well, I paid for my living room. Fucking...
I mean, like, I don't know. I think they have some, like, pretty good fucking players.
They're top
It's just a matter of, like, Rory wants to be a pussy or not and, like, play well. And Hovland also, who sucks at golf. He probably should play well as well. Fitz, he's also been bad.
We are going to fucking truck Europe.
Yeah. Like, I can't wait to, like, rip Budweiser's all week and, like, be a Republican, like, for the Ryder Cup.
I won't even drink Bombay Sapphire that week. I'll find some American.
Dude, let's go. That'll be it. That'll be sick. That'll be dope. I'm looking forward to it.
All right. That's it. Capper, you got anything else?
No.
All right, Kirschner, plug away at
I have nothing to plug. I only want to plug your guys' podcast and the Sports Gambling Podcast network. Follow your.
Where are they going to find you though? Are you? Is it official? Can you say?
Yeah, I'm writing for Odds Checker like this.
There you go.
Like, it's not like that big a deal. And yeah, I'll do TIB on Tuesday. These fuckers will be on. Do either. Who wants the Amex?
I'll take it.
Actually, it's good field.
Capper's on for the Amex. Steve, maybe like Pebble.
Yeah, I'll handle the shit tournament.
I haven't trimmed my beard.
I'll make great cases for Ches Ruby or something.
No, Pebble will be fine. Like we'll figure it out.
Pebble will be fine. It'll be Hoagie and Power again.
Yeah, and Denny McCarthy 25-1. It'll be great.
Fuck Denny McCarthy. He's the worst.
He is the worst, but he's gonna be like 30-1 that week.
It's fun. We gotta find new ways to make money.
All right, that's it. We'll be back full time next week for the Century Tournament Champions. 3 shows a week for the next 85 straight weeks. So, strap in, fellas.
Well, he was trying to take a strap. BK was trying to take a strap. There he goes. All right. Yep. Fucking Discord, Twitter, all that good shit. Talk to you boys next week.
Bye.